Hello, YouTube. Oh boy. Okay, as you can see, I put the AC vent back down. I had it up here, and the water was, of course, still continuing to leak and hit right here and drip. But it's like splattering and coming out through these vents, and also the holes that I made here. So that's kind of an issue. See some water is collected here. I don't know if you can see the water there that has collected. I removed this that black felty thingy that was in the center here. And there is some more felty stuff there, but I think I'll just leave that. And I wiped this down, debating if I want to make a hole in the center, but it looked like this was the drip point, at least where I'm parked right now. But of course that can change depending on the angle of the RV, the height of the, whether or not things are straight or not. But what I'm thinking of doing is, it looks like this metal's nothing. This metal's nothing, so I'm probably going to remove it. These little metal thingies that are here are just nothing. So I'm thinking of closing off this vent right here and putting aluminum foil so that water will hit. Because the water was hitting here, but I want it to be directed towards the center area, like a little pool, and then to come down the drip hole. Which means shutting down the other drip holes and seeing if we can get this to like really flow and just drip. But see, the water may be coming out too fast, which would mean I'd need a real hose, like a big hose. So that's a potential option. For now, though, I think I'm just going to go ahead and tape up these previous holes that are put here, and then just have one hole, and see if when I reinstall everything, if I can get it to work. But the key will be, this is the spot that gets wet, and I need to direct this water flow. So I think I may just put a piece of aluminum foil. But if I have aluminum foil here, the problem will be when you turn it on, this actually sucks air up. So there's a chance the aluminum foil will want to be sucked up. So what to do? It's got to be worked out so that the water hits and drips and collects here in the pool and then comes down. Also, there's certain laws of physics, laws of water, and how water flows. When you put a hole on here, the water will flow down. But if you put a tube up through that hole, it stops flowing. There's like surface tension on the water, and it will not go through the hole. So you have to do weird stuff. Like here, I don't know if this is the tip. Yeah. I don't know if you see here. I actually had to cut like a weird little, I don't know if you can see that. It's cut kind of like a whistle tip. It's got the round tip on the end, and then it indents in. That's so that when I poke it through, this part kind of lodges and this part's uneven. So when the water comes in, it kind of breaks the water tension, and it kind of semi-flows. So that's still something that needs to be worked out. I may have to make a bigger hole and put a funnel or something. You would think just putting a hole would let it drip, but that's not how water works. Apparently, surface tension beads, and the water doesn't want to come through the hole. But if you remove the hose, it flows really fast, like a faucet. So stay tuned. We're gonna see if we can't get this resolved. All right. Using a piece of plastic that I had handy and some duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything, right? I have built a deflector shield. I just need to cover that other hole there. Hopefully this hole's big enough. If not, I'm going to have to make a bigger drain hole, which I suspect I may have to. But we'll see what happens. If it gets too heavy and water starts overflowing, I definitely need a larger drain hole. So we'll have to hook up a regular hose or something in that case. So you can have a big, huge hose coming from here. But we'll try this little drain hole and see how this works. This is a deflector shield, so the water is supposed to drip, hit this, and flow down, and then out. That is the theory. So we'll see what happens. I am going to go ahead and cover up that other hole, mount this whole thing back up, and try it on and see what happens. Alright, here then is our reinstalled air conditioning vent with the deflector unit in place, held together by duct tape. gonna go ahead and try to turn on the air conditioning. Sorry, it's dark. The flash apparently shut itself off. Turn this on cool, turn it on high. And it's gonna take a while for the water to condensate, but you can see my floor is all wet. So, I'm wondering if this is, remember this is the spot where the wood had rotted out. So the leakage may have been from the air conditioning unit, in addition to the leaky roof. So I don't know. I do know that it was leaking right here at this spot, and this is the spot where I had to replace the the flooring before I put this wood panel down. So this may all need to be redone again anyways, but at least I hope we got it under control. We'll go ahead and have to stay up here. It's like getting late at night, and I am getting tired and ready for bed, but I have to stay up and kind of watch this and see if it collects water and what happens. So right now there's no water dripping at all. And I don't know if you can see the tip here. It's got that little weird notch in it. So I can shove it up there and then leave it kind of sticking out, kind of messed up, because I want this weird shape here to break the water tension, the water bead, and make it flow, because it wasn't wanting to flow. And then if you siphon water, you have to have a constant water supply, but because we're not sure how much water comes out here, that's an issue with siphoning. It gets complicated. I've tried a lot of different things, but this was semi-working, but then it was hitting the vent here and then dripping down and making the floor all wet while I was at work. So this is issues that I'm still trying to work out and resolve. So like right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put it into my drain hole that I drilled here, which isn't even the center. I think the center is actually over here somewhere. But that seemed to be where the water was collecting before and dripping. So we're gonna go ahead and put this there and let this run for a while and see what happens. All right, it took some priming, but I think this one's solid wall. It's hard to tell if there's like solid water here or, yeah, I don't know if you can see the water here. It's hard to see it on the camera here, but it's not like making a solid thing of water. You can see the curve is like the I think the curve, no, maybe that's the front. Maybe the curve is the back. I can't tell what's the front and what's the back of one. Yeah, the curve is the front. So this may be a solid, although I see inside it looks empty. So maybe the curve is the back. So that's only a little bit of water. I don't know how much water is coming out here. You see, it's barely dripping. It's like little drops. Little drops of water are coming out. So it's not like coming out. But if I pull it out, a lot of water drips down. So there is a lot of water, but it doesn't seem to be flowing. Watch, I'll pull it out, and you'll see all this water just drips. So I still need to figure out how to do this. Trying to get it to drip into this, but when you put it on here, it doesn't want to just flow. You know? And some of you are like, well, what if you just have it up there without the hole? See, if it moved, then it would flow. So, you can see it was really flowing out, but now it's stopped again. See, the surface tension is keeping the water from flowing. It's like, I'm trying to figure out how to get this to continually flow. Ah, boy. You fix one thing and then you got like another issue. So we got the AC working. We've installed a drain, sort of a drain thingy here, but it's not draining. I may have to make a bigger hole, like get a full-size spigot type hole, and then run a real hose. Although it seems to be dripping now. I don't know if you can see the little the little drops right there running through. That's what we want. We want a continual drip. Otherwise, what's going to happen is this is going to collect like a swimming pool out there. It's going to be condensation swimming pool, and it is going to overflow and flood all over the RV. So I need to make sure this is dripping and working correctly to allow the water. It's hard to believe all that water is being generated from the air conditioning, from the air. It literally is pulling this much water from the moisture from the air that's around me to cool it down. So this is actually a pretty neat idea for generating water. I wonder how well it would work and for using it as a water maker. You can make water from thin air. Yeah. You know, in the desert, it might have a little bit of a harder time because the air there's drier, but it would still work. Maybe. I don't know how moist the air is out there. It would be one of those things you'd have to try, you know, in the desert to see if it actually does generate this much water. But look at that. There's the water flow. So as long as it keeps flowing like that, it's dripping, we're cool. We're okay. But when it doesn't drip, it means that it's collecting up there. And right now, the question is it dripping as fast as it's generating the water? Because it didn't take long for it to make this water. You can see here we have our train of water droplets heading into the sink. It's kind of a mess. It's a mess. All right. I'll keep you guys posted. Till next time, take care, everybody. Kind of weird, really. It's like a train of water droplets. Thing's having a hard time focusing here, but it's like these little trains of water droplets. I'm not getting like a continuous run of water, just little drops. I don't know if you can see that. It's like semi-regular. It's not even regular. Some drops are bigger than others, longer than others, but it's like a continual train. Kind of weird. It's kind of mesmerizing to look at, actually. But yeah, we've got a train of water droplets. How cool is that?